I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 17. Winning their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the busiest man in boxing, it seems, right now, Mr. Eddie Hearn. Eddie, we'll just start with this Next Gen show. There's a lot to catch up on since you've been away. This Next Gen show, they normally try and find the hidden gem and the future of boxing. Did we find some today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to say fight of the year because it was a WBA international title. But for me, one of the fights of the year between Cyrus Patterson and Jenkins. Both guys incredible. Cyrus was just all action, great stoppage, and a big chance for him to build on something in the northeast. Pat McCormack, special talent, very, very special talent. Sochi probably feels hard done by. I feel like the fight should have been stopped in the round before. And when there's a minute left, you probably have to let it go on, in all honesty. But great performance from him. Hopey Price with a big step up and a comprehensive victory. Callum French back from 9 months out. Mark Dickinson, great talent as well. Muhammad Ali, I loved what I saw there. Great win for Soldakers as well, making a big statement. And Maisie Rose as well with a win number 2.
Pat McCormack, I mean, Ben Davison said that he's possibly going to be the best he's ever trained. That's come through his gym doors. I mean, you saw what he did tonight against Sochi. Do you agree with that? Yeah,
you're going to see Pat look better and better against better opposition, especially fighters that are coming to win. Sochi's still got quite an awkward style. Ride shots well, sometimes defensive, but Pat has won medals, golds and silvers in every major amateur tournament. This kid is very, very special.
Dacre's ready for the Fabio Wardleys, the Fraser Clarks of this world?
Yeah, I think he's just won the English title, so the natural progression is to go on and try and fight for the British title, which is Fabio Wardley. Maybe one more fight first before he does that, but good statement tonight. And again, like I said, when someone's coming to win, like Rob Ismay, suddenly you can look very, very good. And I thought Sol looked great tonight.
Well, you've been obviously in Guadalajara and San Diego on a 2-city press tour with Canelo and John Ryder. I'm happy for John Ryder. He's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met in boxing, and I'm happy that he's got a shot at Canelo. But yeah, your thoughts on that fight and a huge night at a 50,000 seater in Guadalajara?
Yeah, I think it's important to say as well, not picked from a hat, ordered. He's the mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez. He's the interim world champion. He deserves that shot. He beat Danny Jacobs, he beat Zach Parker, and now he's going to get it. He has to go to Canelo Alvarez's backyard, which is exciting but daunting. But he's ready to fight. Mentally he's in a great place, and he knows the challenge, but he'll give it everything.
Oscar De La Hoya has some choice words for you, basically saying the Canelos of this world shouldn't be fighting the John Ryders of this world. Basically, you're matchmaking in this one. Is
that the same guy that said fighting Dimitri Bivol was a terrible mistake because the fight was much too tough? I mean, let's just break it down. Canelo Alvarez's last 4 fights has been unifying against Billy Joe Saunders in front of 75,000 at Dallas Cowboys, fighting against another champion for the undisputed title in Caleb Plant in Las Vegas, Dimitri Bivol moving up to light heavyweight, which everyone said ridiculous, that fight's too tough, and Gennady Golovkin. That's his last 4 fights. Okay, now he's got a mandatory because he owns all these belts. A guy who is number 1 in the world with a WBO, coming off wins against Jacobs and Zach Parker. Oscar De La Hoya, it's just like you can't have a sensible conversation with him. I mean, you can't have a sensible conversation with him at all, but you certainly can't have one about Canelo Alvarez. He should really show some respect to Canelo Alvarez, who really kind of saved and changed his business, in all honesty. And worry about, Gilberto Ramirez the other night. I mean, he would come in 13 pounds over. It's Jaime Munguia, the worst matchmaking of any career I've ever seen. So just focus on the present, not the past. Canelo Alvarez has gone. He has left you. He's not coming back. So dry your eyes and let's just all be friends.
Well, he was friendly with you in Abu Dhabi, was he not, that time?
Yeah, when it suits. No, but seriously, you want to slag someone off on Twitter, then hey, buddy, you know what I mean? Like I don't really get it, but whatever.
Yeah, let's talk about Dazn then. The signs behind you there. Dazn, huge news. Huge news this week. Dazn on Channel Sky, back on Sky, but not back on Sky, but on Sky on Channel 429. Back on Sky. You're back on Sky. You're back on Sky.
I'm back on Sky, baby. How'd you like me now? Yeah, it was. That was the kind of news. I mean, I've got a massive mouth, and it's so hard not to let people know about that, you know. It's huge. Look, for me, the platform is not necessarily about watching on Sky or on the Sky platform, but we also acknowledge that not every viewer is completely app friendly and willing to or prefer to digest content in that manner. Mm-hmm. But now you have absolutely every base covered. So for the people that want to sort of infiltrate fighters with complete bullshit, it just ticks another box to say, oh, well, you just can't get it on Sky. Yes, you can. You can also get it on Amazon. You can get it on your mobile phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, on your smart TV. It's everywhere. I mean, it's probably the most accessible platform in boxing and maybe even in sport. So, yeah, huge. And there's still work to do. You know, you've seen the stuff this week. The tech to be in place for the AJ fight particularly is for new subscribers. You saw him make a statement yesterday because obviously the feedback was, I want to watch it on Sky too, or have that option. Yeah. So that's what's being worked on at the moment. I believe that'll be in place in the future, hopefully in the near future. And it's just massive, massive for the platform because they're doing really well, and this is an opportunity that the wider you can get that platform, the bigger the viewership, of course, and as we said, back on Sky. So 4-2. All you have to do is press 429.
Would you have sort of obligations to fill some Sky Sports box office? Because obviously, with the names that you have and the Canelos and the Joshuas, would you have any obligations to fill in some Sky box office dates?
They have the ability to do that. They have the ability to do pay-per-view now on Sky. So we have to remember that the aim is to not do pay-per-views like we did previously. Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin is not pay-per-view, it's part of your DAZN subscription. Taylor against Cameron is not pay-per-view, it's part of your DAZN subscription. John Ryder against Canelo Alvarez is not pay-per-view, it's part of your DAZN subscription. In fact, that sounds like a mistake to me that I'm going to have to review, because that just smells like too much value. But it's what we like to do.
Eddie. Right. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, mate. Perfect timing, though, when that news came up with the DAZN, because obviously the day before we had Buatsi going over to Sky and Boxer, and he made reference to, I think Jamie said it as well in his interview with you, that guy, and I'm guessing that was you, in terms of the reason why he went to Sky was he didn't want to tell his friends and his fans to put in an email, get a password. Yeah. So, your thoughts on Buatsi's comments?
Really disappointed. Look, I think that I feel sorry for Josh because obviously people have got in his ear and he said some weird stuff, really weird stuff. I mean, we've always got on really well, like never had a bad conversation. We did an unbelievable job for Josh, taking him from his professional debut to British champion, European champion, #1 in the world, walked him into a shot at Dimitri Bivol for £1.25 million. And he didn't want to take it, and he wasn't ready. We then lost a purse bid very close with Frank Warren, I think for £600,000 to fight Jean Pascal. He didn't want to fight him either. But I was just disappointed, really, because he's boxed on Sky his whole career. It's like they make out that this is, I can't believe I'm on this platform. It's like you've boxed there your whole career, mate. But it's, it's quite sometimes easy to befriend a fighter and sort of feed them with stuff. And what I saw up there was a guy that had just been fed with information to say, because it was so out of character for Joshua Buatsi. We were, the team were really shocked, but it is what it is. And, he's made the decision that he wants to operate at a certain level at the moment, and I wish him all the best. He's a very good fighter.
Eddie, 2 quick ones for me, because young Parsons waiting. I've got just, if you give the quick answers, I'll be quick. Fury Usyk came out and put a tweet out saying the terms of agreements in your side now. It's up to you now, Fury. The clock is ticking. Do you think this fight get made?
I think when someone puts that out, it's never really a great sign. But it's 6 weeks tonight. I don't think Fury's in physical condition to take that fight, but maybe he hasn't been in physical conditions to take a lot of fights. So anything's possible with him. I hope it happens, genuinely. But my gut feeling is no for April 29.
One final one then. Jarrell Miller's out in Dubai. I don't know if you've seen his interview with Coogan. He's basically called you a hypocrite, and the reason why he called you a hypocrite was you said that because of his failed drug test you'll never work with him again, and then he says you work with Canelo, you work with Ben, you work with Dillian White. Just your response to that?
Well, firstly, I mean, all 3 of those have been through a process to be cleared or be found innocent. Secondly, Jarrell Miller, I think, has failed 2 or 3 tests through his career. And number 3 was sticking needles in him for the Anthony Joshua fight. And he failed 3 tests via, one of them was via a substance that was being injected into. I mean, you know, well, if you talk about Conor Benn, I believe Conor Benn. I believe in Conor Benn. I do not believe he cheated. Jarrell Miller cheated cold-heartedly to cause physical harm to Anthony Joshua. I like the guy, and I'm not going to go back on that. I'm just giving you my, if he wants to call me a hypocrite, I'll tell you the reason why I feel so strongly. Because he tried to knowingly cheat by injecting himself with substances to win a fight with Anthony Joshua at Madison Square Gardens. Can't forgive. Sorry. If I believed him, or I would try and forgive, but I can't.
Eddie, thank you so much as always. Good to see you back. Cheers, Eddie.
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,